So, you're thinking about getting into this vast world of luxury home fragrance, and you would like to know what are some great brands to start with. I get it, it can seem a little daunting when there are so many brands to choose from. But let's discuss a few brands I started off with and I still personally enjoy. I got you. Hey, what's up? I'm Rakima. Welcome to Detail Dream, where the primary focus is to expose you to the expansive world of luxury goods for yourself and your home. When it comes to wanting to get into the world of luxury home fragrance, well, fragrance in general, it can seem a little overwhelming at first, especially when you don't know where to start. And when you take the time to really think about it, there are a few deciding factors that goes into making that first initial purchase with finding a brand that piqued your interest. If I were just starting out, there are some factors that I would personally take into consideration. It's nothing difficult by any means. I'm not going to talk about the scientific makeup of molecules that goes into the composition of the fragrance oil scent profile. I just made that up, but you get the point. The price, for instance. This is a huge factor when it comes to making a decision. It's what you're personally comfortable with spending, right? And that's practically for anything. At least for me it is. This is not financial advice, of course, but to know that I'm buying something that brings my life value, whether monetary or through a good experience, I think it's well worth it. And to be clear, price is not indicative of the type of quality you get with candles. For instance, there are $20 candles that provide amazing burning experiences. And on the other hand, there are candles that cost over $100 that struggle filling up a medium-sized space. Expensive does not always mean the quality of something is worth the price, which brings me to the next factor. And that's taking your time to really consider the quality of the scent that you're buying. How does the scent make you feel when you smell it? Does it bring a smile to your face? Does it bring up good memories? Or do you think it will elevate the atmosphere in your space? I really want you to think about the way a scent makes you feel rather than just buying it because it smells good. This will also help you with finding out your scent preference. And finally, do you align with the brand values? This one is more so of a personal take. I would personally like to know the story behind the brand and why it was created to give me a better understanding of the scents and brand identity. Just like the fragrance you wear that leaves a lasting impression on you and other people that walks into your scent bubble, think of a candle or any home fragrance in that same manner. When you go sniff around, just take your time. If you feel like it isn't for you, just move on to your next interest. Okay, there are a few brands that I would recommend looking into if you want to start getting into luxury home fragrance, or if you just want to get your feet wet with finding out the potential of what luxury home fragrance can provide. When I started, I wanted my home to smell just as good as the fragrances I wear, which sent me down this very deep rabbit hole. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually started my home fragrance journey with these exact brands and still utilize them today in one way or another. Starting with the very first brand that introduced me to the world of luxury home fragrance, Diptyque. I think it's important that I mention this brand. Not only was it my first, I guess you can say, breakthrough to the world of luxury home fragrance, it was a very important turning point for me in my fragrance journey and life journey as well. It led to me discovering other brands that I initially started making videos on. Diptyque exposed me to so much and taught me a lot about what I personally want out of home fragrances. I would say Diptyque is one of the more well-known luxury home fragrance brands with a massive cult following. They have many locations in the major cities around the world that are easily accessible for you to experience the atmosphere of the brand and smell around before you buy. You can also find them in stores like Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, or Candidarium if those are better options for you. Diptyque is what I like to describe as the gateway brand because it's really an addicting brand that makes it hard to leave, especially if it's your first time experiencing luxury home fragrance. I was stuck for a very long time because they do a really good job at making you feel like you don't need anything else. Even though I do not buy their candles anymore because of the use of paraffin wax, there is no denying just how iconic their scents are. I just buy many of the other items Diptyque offers, like their room sprays, diffusers, and car scents, which has the same scent quality as their candles in my opinion. But if you don't mind paraffin wax candles, this could be a great one-stop shop for you. I have a few go-to scents that you may be interested in checking out. Fougere, for one, is and always have been a noteworthy scent for me. One of the freshest grain scents I've ever smelled. Followed by 34 Boulevard Saint Germain, which I don't see too many people mention, but I find it to be incredible. I would take that scent in every variation they have. Not the candle, but give me everything else. It's very distinctive with rich warm tones and subtle hints of floral for that fresh touch. My favorite variation for 34 Boulevard would have to be the car diffuser, hands down. I love the beige scent as well, but I think I grew a little tired of it from the room spray. These are some fantastic scents to start with. And for my people who are fans of Diptyque, Let me know your favorite scents for someone who's new to the brand. Looking back, this wasn't a bad start to the luxury home fragrance world at all. Now, if you prefer something on the sustainable side of home fragrance, PF Canico is what you need. Once I started branching out from Diptyque, PF was a brand I was interested in trying. This was the time I had no idea about the differences between waxes. I thought all waxes were the same, so when I saw 100% soy wax on the PF label, it made me deep dive into what it meant. And then I started researching other types of waxes, which ultimately helped me understand the differences between them. I also began to develop my wax preference, which is vegetable wax, like soy, that's sustainably sourced, for its clean burn. Overall, PF was the first brand that exposed me to what a good sustainable candle and brand truly is. I love PF Canico simply because they are straightforward. I think I said that in the very first time that I ever mentioned PF on the channel. There isn't any hiding behind wordplay, they tell you exactly what they are about and they get straight to the point. It's something you rarely find and I appreciate that. PF has the candles you wouldn't mind burning every day because they don't cost a fortune. And with the scents they offer, you will find yourself burning them every day. If you're a fan of the more subtle performing candles, you will love what they have to offer. Even if you want the scent to fill up the room a little more, I would just burn 2 candles at once or mix and match the scents for a more unique burning experience. At this point, I probably experienced every variation PF has to offer. The candles, the reed diffusers, the car scents, hand soap, even their incense. Wait, I haven't experienced their room spray yet, but everything else I've experienced. I love room spray, so I guess I'll have to pick that up next. And the quality of their scents are the same across the board. I'm telling you now, that hand soap is a hit when I have guests over. And they offer refills on them, so that's a huge plus. I love to describe PF as the sunny brand in the collection, which is fitting since they're based in LA. The type of scents that bring warmth to the space like warm sun rays on a bright sunny afternoon. And you really get the feel for the PF brand when you visit the store. Definitely worth checking out if you're in LA and haven't visited yet. And the last time I was in New York, I believe their candles were sold at Nordstrom as well, and you can also check Candle Delirium for my LA people. Oh, and when it comes to the scents, well, Teakwood and Tobacco is still my favorite offering from them. It's a bright, warm, woody scent. It's called the boyfriend scent, so it does lean a bit more masculine if that's what you prefer. Sandalwood Rose is another favorite of mine, of course. Rose is one of my all-time favorite notes. It isn't in your face rosy, it's a warm seduction with some oud in there as well. I absolutely love it. Also check out Amber and Moss along with Pignon. That's it. I'll sit here and end up breaking down their entire candle lineup. If you want great everyday candles, give those scents a sniff. They could end up being your favorites as well. And remember, they are subtle performing candles, so don't expect the greatest hot throw performance of your life. They are, however, very clean burning candles that doesn't strangle you with scent. They won Best Sustainable Brand of the Year for a reason. Love me some PF Canico, and I'm glad I came across them early on in my home fragrance journey. If you prefer stronger candles and want something that provides amazing performance with hot throw, then I would suggest looking into Harlem Canico, which won Best Value Brand of the Year. The amount of candle and performance you get for less than $50 still amazes me. 11 ounces, 80-hour burn time, soy wax, and your choice between 1 wick or 2 wicks. I was going to give my suggestion on price, but I think I'll stay quiet on that. No need to give them any ideas, but I'm pretty sure they already know what they're doing on the business end. That wick choice, that's a nice touch though. For the 1 wick version, this will typically give you a slower burning experience, and this is just for the top layer of wax to melt all the way to the edge. It's a slower burn because there is only 1 wick doing all the work, and it's also great for smaller spaces. The scent will have more time to linger in the air as well because of a longer burn time. So it kind of goes hand in hand, which is why some people will go for the 1 wick version. But if you're anything like me, I love a good 2 wick candle. You typically get a stronger hot throw performance early on in a burning process since there are 2 wicks working to melt the wax, in turn providing a stronger scent throw in this space. I prefer 2 wicks anytime it's an option because I noticed I almost never have to deal with the disrespect of candle tunneling. If a candle has 2 wicks, the better it will perform in larger spaces as well. Just don't expect that 2 wick candle to scent an entire house. You honestly can't go wrong with what you choose, it's just based upon your personal needs. I wish more brands offered 2 wicks though. Harlem Canico is one of the few that does. I love that they give a choice on how you want to experience the candle. They also have other variations as well if you don't want candles, like reed diffusers, room sprays, and hand soap, which is an entirely new offering and it comes in the Billy scent. scent. That scent also comes in a perfume as well, which is also new. So there is growth happening with Harlem Candle, and I love to see it. I definitely have to pick up a room spray and a hand soap to let you know how they are. As far as the candles and reed diffusers, they provide the same experience. I do want to point out the diffusers are on the stronger side, so it may clash if you have a candle burning that doesn't mix well with it. My favorite scent from Harlem Candle will always be Langston with the essence of warm tobacco and leather mixed with creamy vanilla and sandalwood. Such an incredible full body scent. I haven't smelled anything else they offer that can top it. And unfortunately, it's loved by many others as well because it's always selling out. Ironically, I just ran out and I gave my backup Langston to my dad. It went to a good home, but now I have to pay Candle Delirium a visit now. Of course, that's one place you can find them if you're in LA, but you can also check Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and Nordstrom. Also check Nilo if you're in Harlem. It's a black-owned small business I used to go to for Harlem Candle before checking out other stores. It doesn't really matter where you start when you want to try something new. And that can be said for any aspect of life. The best thing to do is to just simply start. Of course, the journey will be different for everyone, but taking that first initial step is the most important. And as you learn and grow, you'll be glad that you started. These are the 3 luxury home fragrance brands that I started out with personally that you may be interested in checking out for yourself to get started on your luxury home fragrance journey. They each gave me a different experience and taught me a lot about my personal expectations for home fragrance. If you're experienced with any of these brands, comment your favorite scent for anyone who may be interested in branching out into the world of luxury home fragrance. Or give a suggestion on what you think are good brands to start with.